Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Vormithrax. This is Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, and we are continuing our M.A.S.H challenge. Yay! So we're on episode number 2 for this challenge. We've had one episode so far. Made some pretty good progress, had some good times, had a fun death. Yeah, so just, average day in the Cataclysm. So for the M.A.S.H challenge, I am playing a bionic surgeon tasked with setting up, staffing, and protecting a mobile apocalypse surgical hospital. And so I'm going to try to find survivors in the area, recruit them to help me secure buildings, staff it with volunteers, and get all the beds, medical supplies, and so on necessary to set up. So that's kind of the overall theme, goal, plan, challenge, all that good stuff. And we're well on our way. We're kind of in an intermediate point right now, so we'll talk a bit about the character here. This is Hawkeye, our bionic surgeon, and we had just finished coming out of a lab that we managed to finalize. Hey there, Mukamik. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. We had just managed to finish up a lab. The finale room wasn't too useful for us. It was a targeted raptor mutagen, which I don't have any particular interest in trying to get to. Too many sentry bots, too many turrets to really worry about at this stage, so we left it alone, but we cleared most of the rest of the lab we could get to. Now, we couldn't get into the barracks and such because I don't yet have a way of getting through the doors and walls, all that good stuff. So we had to leave that partially finished. We may go back there as soon as I have access to those kinds of tools or abilities to get into those areas. But stat-wise, we also did some mutagens we did find. I had plenty of purifier, so we took a couple of hits of some serum, and we got pretty lucky with the final hit. We got a bunch of really powerful strength upgrades. So we managed to pick up Inconveniently Large, which gives us 2 points of strength, plus we got Very Strong, which gives us 2 points of strength. So we went from an 8 strength to a 12 strength. That's pretty significant. I don't often get 12 strength characters. I usually run fairly low stat characters for most of my challenge series. So we're now at 12 strength, 12 intelligence, which is pretty nice. And we didn't pick up anything horribly bad in regards to negative mutations, so I'm not sure I'm going to mutate much further. We got really lucky with that, so Inconveniently Large does have some downside. It's not the one that makes you rip out of your clothes or have any problems driving a vehicle or anything like that, so it's mostly encumbrance issues. So anything bigger than this, the next stage above this one, we'd start having those kinds of problems. But we still have our other bonuses. We picked up Philoderm, which is good. Reptile Eyes doesn't do anything, and everything else is normal. So all in all, it was a pretty good little mix of mutations that we got. We did get hammered pretty hard, though. You can see our health over here, and we are an imperceptive healer. That's the worst of the healing traits. Costs a boatload of points during character gen, and it means I only get 10% of the healing you get normally from sleeping. So that means it takes me a good week to heal up. If I'm down to like 2 bars, it could take me a full week to get all the way back up to full strength. It is slow, so I really have to be careful when I get that low. So that's kind of where we're at character sheet wise. You can see our skills. We started with First Aid 8 because of the Bionic Surgeon, and we haven't made a whole lot of progress in the rest of it. A little bit of incremental progress, but I haven't really sat down and started burning through any of the books we've accumulated. Haven't done much in the way of getting our gear taken care of. We've mostly been in scavenger mode and opportunity looting mode. So that's kind of what's been going on. So we did just recently get an NPC recruited also. When we came out of the lab, we had a couple of inhalers, and NPCs showed up, and we were able to get him recruited and drive away from a big horde of zombies. So we've got 2 vehicles parked out front. We got a cop car for quick and easy driving around the apocalypse, and we have a light tank that we're using as our lab entry device. That's getting us into labs with the guns, so pretty nice, and we also have used it in a couple of other circumstances. It's got enough gas, we can get around in it fairly well, so hopefully we'll bring him back some more. We'll see. But for the moment, I think I have decided. Here's our map. So we started here in this evac shelter, and early in the game, as you can see, we've looted this area here fairly comprehensively. We haven't been in every single place in this section, but we cleared the school, and we've cleared most of this area here. Now, there are a bunch of zombies in the area now, because we've been gone for a bit, and there's been some noise, and there's been some wandering and all that stuff. But that's pretty much the only areas we've cleared. We got as far out to here, and that was it. So, other than hitting the school library. So, that's the lab we've cleared. We've got another lab located right there. We cleared that bunker. Unfortunately, nothing useful for us. So that's kind of the situation. So I was waffling between, do I go hit another lab, then come back and kind of do my thing at the evac shelter, or do I load everything up and move up to that lab with all my gear and kind of do all my leveling up and reading and crafting and gearing up for the next stage of the game up at that location? And I think I've decided I'm going to stick around here for at least a couple of days if the Wanderspawns allow it. So we need to get some healing done. I think I'm going to go ahead and unload the rest of the vehicle stuff, figure out just exactly what I've got available to me, and then we're going to spend a couple of days here just reading and healing up and eating, and that's about it, and learning from our NPC. So we'll do that until hopefully we're full strength and we get a few book levels behind us, and try to get some gear. I'm going to try to get a few things accomplished. Now, I have not, up to this point, really been focusing on gathering gear for like survival armor and all that. I haven't hit any fire trucks for a bunch of Kevlar, Nomex, all of that kind of stuff. So even if we did get the skills, I'm pretty far behind on the raw materials for some of the stuff I normally put together. But we should be able to do something. Right now, we're wearing a real patchwork of thrown together stuff. Mostly light clothing that we started with, and a few things just added in kind of willy-nilly as we've been traveling around. We've gotten fairly lucky on some of the tools. We've got all the primary tools now, except for a hacksaw. Hacksaw is the only main one I'm missing now. Important, but we got the wrench finally and all the other basic tools. We've got, what else did we got? We got the gas mask recently, the infrared goggles. I still don't have rollerblades. I'd love to get rollerblades. I do like me and my rollerblades when I'm especially doing large city runs, which this map is pretty full of. So towards the theme, I haven't decided yet, or haven't located yet, a building that I think I'd be comfortable turning into the Mobile Apocalypse Surgical Hospital. One candidate is this building here, which is an autodoc basement. So thematically, that works fairly well, but it doesn't really fit my idea of a M.A.S.H building. So while I like the idea of putting it in an autodoc basement with access to the autodoc itself, I'm only going to use that in a worst case scenario, if I just absolutely can't find something else I'd rather use. So we're going to have to do a little bit of traveling, see if we can come up with a better building to kind of base one of these things out of. So we'll see as we get moving around. Right now, with the world settings, I'm still a little bit too fragile with my healing rates and the really light amount of gear I've got to try to push the issue. So we're really light on guns and ammo that work. We're really light on any kind of real protection while I'm trying to fight. So I got to be pretty cautious still. We're making good use of that kukri we found. We got really lucky with that. So we're going to keep pushing that. But that's kind of where we're at and what the situation is. So, let me catch up with chat here. Alright, who's wandered in? Hey there, Krokama. Thanks for the tip. Appreciate that. Mukabek. So, just finished the Silent Sniper series and happened to catch the stream. Yeah, good. Good. Glad you were able to catch one of the live ones so you can see me get devoured in some horrible way. That's what everybody secretly wants. It's like watching auto racing. I know you're all here to watch me just die horribly. Either Chaos Volts. Yeah, you can menace me with Arcana. It's been a little while since I poked at it, so I'm going to slot it back into the challenge list here pretty soon, so won't be too much farther off before I give it another go. I know you've done some changes and additions to it, so we'll go ahead and do that. So let's get into it. So character-wise, or I mean, what we're going to be doing first here, here's my worry, actually. See all these Z indicators, all the horde indicators? That's awful damn close. I'm not happy with the horde indicators, so If these weren't hanging around so close, because that's just about, I think that might actually be in reality bubble range. That's really, really right on the edge of the reality bubble range. And I really don't want that. So, especially if I'm just going to be hanging out here. I'm in too fragile a condition. I'm not really set up to be fighting a horde or anything like that. So, I might have to go out in the car and do some more Pied Piper maneuvering. So, we'll see. But I'm going to do a little bit of unloading of gear first. So, let's go ahead and, I think I'm just going to unload everything. And it's quite a bit of stuff. So, we'll get it all stacked up over here. Oops, that wasn't everything. Oh, crap. What did I unload? I unloaded my personal inventory, didn't I? Yes, I did. Wrong option, Vorm. Wrong option. Alright, all to there. Alright, yeah, of course, the bottle jack, I didn't really need to go. To do that, we will leave here. Alright, there we go. We've got everything stuffed into one space. We're hungry and thirsty. It is 10 a.m. It took us an hour and a half just to move those items to that location. I think I am going to chat with my NPC now. Let's get a good look at this guy. I didn't really study what he was able to do earlier. These menus keep changing. They're doing lots and lots of changes to the NPCs, so... Guard, stay awake, relax and sleep when tired. That's a pretty important one, especially if you've got NPCs with broken limbs. Flee, stop running, prepare for danger, and relax from danger. Alright. Either William Forrest. So, tell me more about you again. So I wasn't too impressed with this list. Stats are pretty bad. Traits are pretty bad. Skills are okay. We got 5 dodging. We can learn some dodging from him. We can learn handguns, shotguns. Speaking, it'll help me a little bit with NPCs. So there's a few things we can actually learn from him. Some of the more important ones, unfortunately, not. Computers, I would have loved if he had had computer skill. That would have been pretty awesome. But I'm kind of stuck on that one. Yeah, NPCs can be somewhat kept alive now. That's why I'm playing with them more. The old-timers that have been following me for a while know my general aversion for NPCs. I've been slowly trying to settle back into having them in my game world and trying to use them. I'm not going to go whole hog on them yet. I'm not planning on doing a full faction camp run or anything like that. But they're making progress, so I'm willing to poke at it and give it a 3rd or 4th chance. Alright, so, can you teach me anything? Let's see. Look at that list. Let's learn... Ooh, he could give me the mechanics I need, but I've already got under the hood, so that's not really an issue. I think I'm just going to go for dodging. I think that's going to be the most important. Well, is it actually the most important? Because I'm geared up such a way that I'm going to have 0 dodge no matter what my skill is. Yeah, nothing else is really sticking out at me. Let's get the dodge done. Alright, there's dodging 3. And I don't want this guy following me around up here for the moment. Let's get him nice and safe down here. Hey, buddy. Oops. Let's try to do it the other way. Guard right there. Alright, so he's out of the way. Tucked down in the basement for now, where I don't have to pay attention to him. Get something to eat and drink, and then we will go make a quick drive and see if we can lure some more zombies away. Let's do... Let's see, I could cook up some eggs before they go bad. Let's actually do that. Let's do deluxe scrambled. Just a couple of them should be fine. And use the meat jerky. Oops, gotta keep My muscle memory is still so set to keep hitting the E key over and over and over again. I just can't get used to not having to keep reopening this screen so I can keep eating. I think 3 will be plenty for right now. And do I have water? I've got water, but it's not the good kind. Let's do clean water. Oh, actually, we were doing pine needle tea. I don't have pine needle tea listed anymore. Really? I managed to run myself out of pine boughs? How'd I do that? Let's go get a couple. There's a tree right here. I've gone up that way. That should be plenty for now. You get quite a few pine boughs off the pine trees. What did we get off of that small trip? Don't care. 6 pine cones, 18 pine boughs. That's 18 doses of pine needle tea. That's plenty for now. Alright, so let's have some pine needle tea. We'll do, I think I'm a little behind on my hydration. We'll do 3 of those. Consume, consume, consume. Alright, that should take care of it. So if you're not familiar with the changes to the food system and the stomach contents, basically eat like a regular human. A few drinks of your beverage of choice and 500-600 calories per meal, 3 meals a day. So I think it's based on the 2,000-2,100 or so calories per day. So just eat like a real person. Have a few bites of a relatively nutritious meal and some water, and you'll be fine. Don't sweat these messages too much. It does take time for these to actually update, so don't. If I drank right now, I'd never make this go away. And then after it did start to finally catch up and get digested, all of a sudden I would be turgid or whatever the the messages are nowadays. So don't sweat it. A few drinks. Couple of nibbles, you're good to go. Alright, so we got food and water taken care of. What else do I need to dump? Let's make a food pile over there. Not worried about the drugs I'm carrying. Won't need the goggles for now. I think other than that, I'm pretty much set in my current gear setup. Alright, how's the vehicle doing? We've got 20 liters of gas. Battery's fine. Front end's getting pretty worn, though. I'm going to be losing wheels. This thing's going to stop driving pretty soon, so I'm real hesitant to use it. So we'll see what we can do there. Yeah, I guess I could go in and rename the NPCs. I forgot about doing stuff like that. I see a fat zombie off to the west there, so I'm already definitely going to need to go do this. Alright, see more people sneaking in. Howdy everybody. Star-Lord, Surpassgo, Sagacious, welcome back. Alright. But yeah, let's go ahead and do a drive around. I really don't want to deal with zombies near my shelter here. So, what do we got where? Spider. Not worried about that stuff. There's the fat zombie. Some of these things are just following animals. And that's why they wander a bit when they're in the reality bubble. That's what I'm worried about down there. Those guys are chasing a dog right into the forest towards me, and I got that big old group there. So that's the kind of thing I need to not have happen. I don't want this to be going on. Stupid dogs are leading them right at my base. Hey there, stupid dogs. Yeah, you. Talking about you. You're retreating directly at my base. Stupid Labrador mutt. Tell me they're about to kill that thing. Not close enough. See if I can get closer than the Labrador and lead them away. Well, one of them anyway. Alright, so we got the bigger group at least following me. And or following the stupid Labrador mutt. Alright. This is herd management. Split, unfortunately, but at least they're heading in the right direction. The dog's angling the right way, so I think that might be the best I can hope to do with this particular group. Here's the sewer system that I was kind of poking around the outside edges of for a while. Doesn't look like I missed any particular items. And there's that main battle tank. Alright, let's circle around and then up, and we'll come back down again, see if we got any northern zombies to worry about. Couple of stragglers. Alright, come get some zombies. Brainless and the such are a little harder to manage because they can't see me real well. Or at all. Spider. Don't care about the spider. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to put up with these other ones. Little wanderers out here. It's going to be too hard for me to try to separate these guys effectively. So we'll just we'll live with them and hope they don't bug me too much. I can see a zombie. Hey there, almost dead zombie. You're probably gonna die just walking over rose bushes on your way up here. Or the Labrador mutt will take care of the problem. Alright. I'm always loath to do things like boarding up all the windows and stuff. CKS Volt. Alright, still hungry, huh? So notice the thirst went to hydrated. It was very thirsty even after I drank, and I had to wait a while. Now it's hydrated. That's the big thing to realize about the changes, is it just takes time for the interface. Well, technically it's the absorption of the food and digestion process and stuff. Hey there, Shuggles Gaming. Welcome. So we'll have a couple of cashews. And peppermint patty. That'll take the edge off. Okay, so decisions time. 1 p.m. I've got a bed set up here. I probably should set up a second bed for my buddy, but he's not... yeah, not wounded in any way. Doesn't have needs I need to worry about, so... I think I'll skip it until I need some of those guys to heal up broken limbs or something. It'll be a day before he can teach me anything else. Let's first check my 2x4 supply. Yeah, we're almost out of 2x4s. Really don't like deconstructing in these circumstances. Just takes too long. 20 minutes per versus 6 seconds per. I'm never really feeling the need for doing that. Let's wield our makeshift crowbar. So, half the 2x4s for about 1/20th of the amount of time. A third of the 2x4s. I guess it really just depends on how much you value the time versus the resources. Hey there, Fruity Firecaster. Thank you very, very much for that sub. Appreciate that. And for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Alright, 23 2x4s will last me for a little bit so we can get some stuff done. Oh crap, I hate it when I do that. Forget that I've got the haul items command going and haul my major stockpile, 2 spaces, which takes like 2 hours. Oh, that sucks. All that time I saved by not deconstructing just got wasted because I accidentally hauled my main stockpile. Alright, well, 3 o'clock. Nothing's come visit yet. Let's decide on what we're going to read up on. So, we're at 3 on tailoring. We've got books that'll take us to 6 tailoring. And Fab, I think, as high as we want to go. I've got Fab to 6 there, and Fab 5 here, which will probably take me to 7 or 8. So Fab we're pretty well settled on. Tailoring gets me just barely to where I normally want to be. I'd like to get to 7, but I don't have either of the highest level tailoring books to pump that up any further yet. So I don't have that option, but that'll get me access to a bunch of the clothing and armor recipes that I want. So those are pretty important right now. That's probably the biggest gap I have in my capabilities, is just protecting myself from the damage so I'm not constantly dealing with this huge health deficit with my slow healing abilities. So we might focus on that, but I think I'm actually going to do mechanics first. We need to get a couple of levels of mechanics, because I've tried to do a couple of things with vehicles and we haven't been able to. So, let's work on mechanics. What's our morale's fine. Focus is good. I think I've got an MP3. Oops. If I spell it right. No? Don't have the MP3 player. Alright. Thought I did. That's fine. We'll just read our book. We're fairly intelligent, so this shouldn't be too bad time-wise. Man, that feels so slow compared to my last character, so... Ouch, that just seems slow. Like 4 hours for level 1 of mechanics? Ugh. I'm not sure I have the food stockpile for this. Alright, we're tired. We're going to go ahead and take a nap. Sun's about to go down. Good timing anyway. We'll take care of hunger and thirst when we wake up, I think. Yeah, we'll just go to sleep as we are. Right after I switch my weapon back out again. Yeah, we'll wake up when something comes nibbles on me. I know I had some decent bandages on. there's those health bars just streaking to the top of the bar. Hey, we got a leg point. We got a quarter point on our legs. Figure 1 more day. I think 3 more days, and we might be full health. One more day will probably even these bars out, and then it'll probably take another 2 days to get the full value on those 2 bars. So, I think 3 days. We've already slept, I think, once. So yeah, it's a long process. Imperceptive healer. Love that trait. It's one of my favorites. Alright, so 5:30. It's going to be light soon. I think I'm going to avoid lighting a fire. Let's just... I need to actually brew up some clean water. Although, I can store it downstairs and it won't freeze. What have I got for quench? Anything for quench? No. Oh yeah, I've got my jerry can of pine needle tea. I forgot about that. Sure. We'll have a couple of hits of pine needle tea, take the edge off. And let's just have some wheat cereal. And I'm going to try to go easy on my handful of shelled nuts. Let's have... wafer and one of the pine nuts. That should be enough. Alright, 5:30. We're just going to wait for dawn. Uh-oh. Something's coming to get me already. All my sleep is now getting ruined by a stupid shady zombie, probably. Or is it a herd? Because that's... something's banging on the door. I might have one of the hordes coming at me now. That's gonna suck. Right before dawn. I get to this guy? Well, no, I'm not going to be able to get to this guy because I'm going to have to dump the duffel bag. Come here, you. Get on the bench. Nobody else? Just the one? Alright. Not bad, I guess. Good old computer blitzing my night vision. Hey there, Tarkus. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate that. What to do? Oh yeah, I was just gonna pass time until dawn. 30 minutes should do it. Alright, lovely daytime. We've got our food taken care of. I typically like to do a perimeter check each morning and evening before and after I sleep. So, another zombie, full strength, just southwest. I don't want to break the tree line down there, though. I'm going to let him come to me if he decides he wants to. Alright, yeah, that book seemed to take a lot longer than I was expecting. Intelligence 12, supposedly 14 minutes, but that took forever to get that level. I don't know why it feels... I play a lot of Cataclysm, so I have feelings. I have an inherent, after so much play, feel for how long things should take, and it just feels like some characters, for reasons I can't explain, seem to be terrible at reading books. I don't know. Maybe it's just because sometimes I take like Bookworm and Fast Reader and that kind of stuff, and it skews my estimations. But it just feels like some sessions I have, there's some kind of hidden negative that's hitting me that's causing it to take really long time to read books, just abnormally so. But I've got the first level of mechanics. Let's smash out something easy. Let's do a nice short. Let's see. Come here, Kukri. You are cut weapon. Yeah, let's do the cookbook. I think if I get that to 4 or 5, it's about as high as I need it to be. That one didn't feel too bad. 921. We're done with that book. Zombie is 48 away. If he gets another 15 or so closer, he's going to come at me. Alright, let's do another mechanics. 9:30, huh? Focus tanked. So, with the bad focus, it took, what is that, 4 hours? I guess that's not too bad. I could get one more level, or one more in before dark. Let's do it. Getting the vehicles up and running effectively is one of the big tasks, so... Herd shuffling! Yeah, we'll go ahead and stop. Uh-oh. Am I going to lose another window? Oh, well. That's a little rude. Yeah, I don't have a way of killing these guys quietly yet. This is bad news for my healing factor. I think we're going to use the alternative kill method for this guy. Run mode. Get a little bit of a room on him. Alright, come this way, you. Oh, another fat zombie. You fat zombie. Goodbye, fat zombie. Alright, so, 2 zombies are taken care of. I do need to get them pulped, though. We need to pull forward off of that one's body. That's the brainless. Brainless and Shady aren't really going to be able to do much, but randomly wander into me. I think I'll leave them alone. Pork sticks and a cigar, huh? Alright, so that is my quiet method of killing pesky zombies right now. Squish them. The power of the squish. And pastime. Oh yeah, I was trying to finish off that skill book before we lost the light. How close did we get? Mechanics 79. Alright, try to finish that up. Got it just before the light went down. Alright, so we got 3 levels of mechanics done and a level of cooking done. That's not too bad for a little over a day. Let's get a fire going real quick. And I want... That's right, I've got noodles, don't I? 3 portions. Perishable in 2 days. 4 cooking. I could fail this. I think I'm going to hold off on that one for now. Sponge cake! Space cake! Ah! 1 level off being able to cook these relatively safely. I think I'll hold off again. That's why I was trying to get to level 5, level 6 cooking. That's effectively about as far as I go if I'm not planning on doing mutations. And we're almost to that point, so that'll give us access to most of the decent recipes. Ooh, vegetable soup, that's probably pretty good for us. Calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C. Good old vitamin A with a good dose. That'll help stave off the vitamin A deficiency and such. How many can I make? 1. I think that's because I don't have much broth laying around. I'd have to do broth first. Let's go ahead and do 3 broth out of bird's eggs and salt. Pour that into a container. Plastic bottle, and then we're going to try to make vegetable soup. There we go. That got rid of... Ah, of course you started messing with me. Now you guys decide to show up. Alright, night vision. Standard zombie. He and I should be able to just kill by dancing around on the... Hey, you zombie. Get over here. Come on. Come on. Whoops. God dang it! I knew better! Right when I hit him the second time, I said to myself, I really should take the duffel bag off. He took care of that problem for me. Damn it. I knew that was about to happen, too. Oh, yeah. Power of hindsight. It bothers me most when my finger is already halfway tapped the keyboard, my brain goes, wait, and it's just too late. And then I see the magical message, blunk, hit duffel bag, destroy duffel bag. Damn it. Oh, well. The biggest problem there is it takes so many rags, and I've just about expended my rag supply here in the shelter without having to go out and bring back a bunch of sheets or something. Or chop up a bunch of beds. So that's going to be a bit of a pain, but I've got a couple of backpacks, so I'm not going to sweat it too much. And we're going to be pretty close to the point of being able to put together survivor rucksacks and stuff without too much more time going by. So, annoying, yes. Totally my fault. That's somebody else making noise. Damn it. This is what I was afraid of. Exactly this situation. And something else just got destroyed. Lab coat and utility vest is ripped. These guys are just so annoying. These kinds of interruptions and incremental damage to me and my gear that I was really trying to avoid by dragging those guys away, but I didn't quite get it done apparently. Now I'm starting to pay for it. The other thing I debated was setting up in the basement, so this is a judgment call. Newer players, set up in the basement. It's not even a debate, not a question. Do it. Set up in the basement. Put up with the fact you have to move stuff up and downstairs. Hey there, Zegnart. Thank you very, very much for that sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, so anybody new to the game that's watching, don't do as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't just set up here with a light glaring in the dark that all the zombies nearby can see at range. And because I'm standing near the light, they can see me when I'm crafting and reading and stuff and come straight at me. Set up underground, go down to the basement. If you got Z levels turned on, you can easily haul items up and down the stairs, so there's no excuse anymore. My only excuse is just because. Because I play the game too much, and if I were to actually full-on, true survival, micromanage my staying alive, you guys would stop watching after about 30 minutes, because it would be really, really boring. So, that's my excuse. I do this for you. I play this crazy way for your guys' benefit. I know better. I know what I should be doing. I just choose not to for a few reasons. Partially because I know what I'm doing and I know what the dangers are, and the likelihood I'll die is fairly small given the current setup. But it will be some annoyances here and there. But yeah, smart move is set all this crap up in the basement. You don't have to worry about the light lines of sight. You don't have to worry about things visiting you much in any way. Unless they're super close when you go downstairs yourself. Lots of tactical reasons. But I'm just going to grumble and make my unhappy Vorm noises and go about my business. Alright, so what the heck was I doing? I've lost track. I was trying to make my my soup, my veggie soup. Did I crash my veggie soup, or did I actually get it made? Oh, now it's rotten. Now it's in progress vegetable soup and it's rotten. Thank you very much, game. Appreciate that. God, I hate that kind of crap. Is it in my inventory? It is in my inventory. Well, alright. Well, that was a huge waste of materials. Probably the eggs went rotten if I had to guess. Into the fire with you. Hopefully in progress stuff burns. Here's two. Alright, well, so much for my yummy, delicious vegetable soup. Arrgh. Oh, that's right, I've got that food dehydrator now, too. Just how much effort do I want to put into this stuff this time? Let's just have the TV dinner. That's 400 calories on its own. We'll have one candy for dessert, and that should be plenty to keep us going. And then we'll cook up some more pine needle tea, or I think are we dehydrated? We're just very thirsty. Alright, so we'll do 3 pine needle tea, and that should take care of it. Oops, not that one. Consume, consume. And we're tired again. How's our bandages doing? Very poor, very poor. Poor, poor. Alright. We're gonna take care of those. Inventory. Alright, what's my bandage supply look like? 12 standard and 6 makeshift. Let's, at this point, I think I'm gonna hoard the bandages I've got for the moment. Got 12 laying around, and I've got 3 more on me. 15, it's about my comfort level. I want to make sure I maintain those, especially given how important they're going to be for healing me. I'm going to be relying on bandages a hell of a lot more than I do when I don't take Imperceptive Healer. I need the bonus healing rate from the bandages to try to help offset this negative healing factor. So bandages... Normally, if I was like half health, but not playing with any of the low healing traits, I would just say, well, so what? I'll just sleep and it'll be full health when I wake up. I can't do that now. I've got to be constantly applying bandages for the healing bonus to try to keep my health up. So, bandages are going to be pretty important. I'm not quite at the point of stored volume that I feel good about using them. So I think I'm just going to let these heal without re-bandaging. If anything... Let's see what a makeshift bandage looks like with the circumstances here. Makeshift bandage. So if we try to throw that... bandage. Very poor. It'll go to average, so that's not too bad. My high skill level is in giving makeshift bandages some actual use, so I don't mind throwing makeshift bandages on there. Let's do the head. We'll just throw makeshift bandages on pretty much everything. Alright, so I did disinfect I think my leg, the one that was worst injured earlier, but we've got average level bandaging on all the other body parts, so I think we'll be okay. Let's try to sleep, and the problem now is going to be the fire attracting zombies while I'm trying to sleep. That's a bad combo. How long are you going to be going, fire? It doesn't tell you anymore when you... So, right, 25 minutes, huh? Alright. Let's go down. No, I can't go downstairs because that's going to... Oh no, I have Z levels on, so we'll be okay. So time will still pass. Gotta get used to that. Let's pass time. 30 minutes. Pass time. Another 5. Fire out. Fire's out. Alright, now we're gonna try to sleep. Got my weapon in hand. Gotta remember I've lost my Duffel bag, I've lost my lab coat. That's 2 different things that had carry capacity. Yeah, we're fine. Do. Watch those health bars race to the top again. Hey there, Sergeant Cookie, welcome back. Yeah, spike pits are supposed to be pretty good. I did a demonstration on fire pits and killing a skeletal juggernaut with fire pits. I just don't find I often use them. Not in this particular circumstance. I'm fairly comfortable with what I saw in the area and the movements that I think I'll just get occasional one-off stragglers. And if something really nasty shows up or a group shows up, I'm just going to dive into either the tank or the car and get mobile and lead them away or something like that. So I'm feeling fairly confident. If I didn't have the vehicles here, I would be much more inclined to just drag everything downstairs and set up down there. But the vehicles give me a pretty good out. Look at that. Ah, Jesus. God, it's so slow, the healing. We got a full night's sleep. I didn't barely budge. Good old imperceptive healer trait. You guys probably thought I was kidding when I said 3 days to get 1.5 bars of health. Alright, so sun's gonna come up real soon. There it comes. Do our perimeter check again. Make sure there's no big groups of nasties about to settle down on me. Looking pretty good considering my limited vision this early in the morning. I think we'll be okay. Alright. Let's not get a fire going. Let's just have the pine needle tea. That's a little gimpy. So when you search for an item and use then drink, it then pops back out to the main instead of staying on that screen. Huh. That's probably... I'm not sure if that's more key presses or less for the amount of times you would need to do that. Kind of feels like it would make sense that if you were narrowing your search down that it would stay on that narrowed search so you could just eat multiple times. It's not really saving me any effort if I'm having to constantly retype it in. Alright, so we had some drink. That also is temporarily taking care of our hunger rating, but that's kind of a misleading situation. Let's have... Let's just keep working on pine nuts. Alright, 600 calories in pine nuts. 600 is fine, so that should take care of things. What's next? So, we got cooking to 4. What's our list look like now? We can push cooking to 6. And I've got cookbooks that'll probably... Yeah, I've got 5. I think that takes you to 8. So I could probably push cooking to 10. But like I said, I don't normally push it more to past 6 if I'm not planning on doing the high-end mutagens or chemistry stuff. I'd kind of like to get it to 6. So I'm just debating whether I want to spend the time. We're up to 28 minutes per chapter. Let's get some survival finished up. Alright, got that book done. And go ahead and finish that one as well. Next up, that's all the short ones. We're down to 24 to 28 minute books from here. So, if I start into tailoring in Fab, we're currently at tailoring 3 and Fab 3. Sometimes it's faster and easier to craft your way up than it is to read a book. I could spend 8-10 hours reading a book to get a level, where some recipe levels you can build something that takes 10 minutes and gain a level from. So, Just depends on the recipes available to you at different levels and your supply of raw materials, whether it's better to do one or the other. So, tailoring 3. That's usually boonie hats that I'm doing. 25 minutes. That's not good. 25 minutes for a single one versus just reading a book. Nothing else is really going to do it with the recipe list I've got currently. I think I'll just read for the levels on that one. Oops. Fabrication. And fabrication, I'm usually at this point up to fishing spear? Nope. Harpoon. Nope. What the hell do I make? Definitely not clogs. Smoother. Yeah, it's the smoother. Nails and 2x4s. That's a little better. 8 minutes for level 3 fabrication. If I had tons of 2x4s and nails, I could do that. I don't really have a ton of those laying around. I'd need probably 15 sets, so 45 2x4s would be what I would need to set aside to be able to probably level up. Given where I'm at, I've got the benches to finish up, and I've got the benches downstairs that I can cannibalize, these benches that go all the way around. Then I'm out of easy reference 2x4s. Oh yeah. Ah, crap. I forgot to chat with this guy and learn more stuff. My bad. Teach me. Let's just keep pounding away at dodge. There's the next level of dodge. Back to sleep with you. So let's start let's finish up cooking. I want to get that out of the way so I can set it aside for my concerns from here forward. Not gonna finish both levels this day. Spotted. Ignore. Alright, we got the 5, and it's 5 o'clock. Hey, the Cordans. Welcome back. Let's see. Gonna have a couple more hours. I might be able to get another 10 or 20% before the sun goes down towards the next level. That frees up those recipes I was looking at earlier. Much less likely I'm going to fail things like this when I'm one level up with high intelligence. So let's go ahead and do spaghetti bolognese. Yum yum. And it's not rotten, even better. So we are very hungry. We're just going to have all 3 of them. That's 600 with +4 joy. That'll take care of our current meal. We'll have some candy to top it off. And ooh, we can do bark tea now. Oh, bark tea. Quench -35. What the hell? Often regarded as folk medicine in some countries, bark tea tastes awful and tends to dry you out, but can help flush out stomach and other gut bugs. Parasites. -35 quench. -5 enjoyability. Good stuff. Let's just have some more pine needle. Alright. Food and water taken care of again. Zombie lurking around somewhere in the line of sights. Typically, names of parts are brown when you're crafting. When you are trying to use the part as both the ingredient for the part and one of the required tools for the part, it'll show brown in that circumstance. So, for example, if you're trying to craft a welder and it... or, let me see. What was the example I'm thinking of? When does this show up? It happens occasionally, but basically it's you can't use the same item as both an ingredient and the tool that you're going to craft it with. So you got to have 2 of the thing sometimes in order to get certain recipes to work. I see it happen with welding on rare occasions, soldering irons, I see it happen on rare occasions. It doesn't show up often, but it's pretty confusing when it does happen. So, that's usually what the brown indication means. Yeah, the hammering requirement that crops up when you're trying to make a hammer, and the thing that you're using for the hammering quality is the piece of metal that you're using as the ingredient to make the hammer. So